Bienvenido a tu mejor podcast, Straighten Up, con sus amigos Jason y Eddie. Con sus amigos Jason y Eddie.
I don't speak Italian.
It's Peruvian.
Oh, my bad. I just speak fluent Peruvian.
Imagine. Welcome back to your favorite podcast, Trading Up with your host, Jason and Eddie.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Eddie, and we are so excited to be back with another video coming into your phones and into your homes in the least creepiest way possible.
It's always at least a little bit creepy, especially today.
It's going to be creepy today, but it's not creepy being into your homes and into your phones. No, nay. Our creepiness, well, we already know where our creepiness comes from, but the scary factor here is coming from our topic today.
Mm-hmm.
Ghosts. Ooh. You know?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about ghosts again today. We're going to talk some...
Part 2.
Part boo.
Clever.
Thank you. We're gonna bring up some trauma again. We thought, we heard some stuff. You liked it the last time, and we thought, why not share the times we've been scared before again?
Mm-hmm.
With you.
With me.
With them.
With us.
With we. They, them?
With they and them.
With they and... Shout out they, them.
Oh, my non-berry. Non-berry.
All my non-bears out there, listen. Just because you're a vegetable doesn't mean you can't be a berry too. Get it? Got it? Good.
No way to identify as a berry.
Okay, so let's think about it. If you could be a ghost, would you?
Well, it depends on if I have to be a ghost forever. You know what I mean? Can I just, have a little fun, spook a little people, and then, peace out?
Don't call them little people.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine a ghost that just haunts little people?
Just haunting little people?
Oh, my God.
That'd be messed up.
No. Okay, I'd want to spook some regular-sized people, and then, peace out.
Can ghosts choose when they go? Do you think?
I don't know. I've never been one.
Listen, that could be solved.
Thank God.
Right there.
Okay.
I didn't have the trigger pulled.
I don't like my outfit today, so I didn't want to.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about that real fast. If you die, when you die,
Mm-hmm.
should you die?
We're going to say if I die, because who knows?
Who knows?
I might be the one. Lives eternally.
The savior?
I found the fountain of youth. It's McDonald's and Coca-Cola.
I do like McDonald's.
Yeah.
I wonder if ghosts get hungry.
If they died hungry, they're probably always hungry.
That'd be horrible.
Oh, my God.
To be hungry for eternity?
Oh.
And never lose weight because of it? Imagine. I'd be the most pissed off ghost. I'm starving. I can't eat shit, and I'm not losing weight. I'm still a fat, depressed ghost.
Oh, my God.
I scare myself because of how I look.
Guys, there's a malnourished ghost in my house. He's really skinny. I don't know.
Thanks, guys. But no, when you die, what were we talking about? I forgot.
Ghosts.
I forgot. Where?
If you die in the outfit that you're wearing, is that what you have to live as for a ghost forever?
Because obviously in every media thing, that's what happens.
Yeah.
So do you think if I died in this, am I wearing this, or am I able to
I would like to say
change.
that you have to wear what you're wearing, because it's not like your wardrobe goes with you. You know what I mean? You're not going to the ghost version of Target. You know what I mean?
True, but clothes don't have souls.
Yeah.
So how could clothes go? Am I just naked?
You're just a naked ghost.
Am I just if all ghosts are naked? No.
That is your worst fear.
No, actually, you know what? It has to be, because all these old Victorian ghosts, they're still in their Victorian garb.
Yeah. You don't see them wearing Lululemon.
Why aren't ghosts updated? Is that I don't know how else to say it, but
yeah. Why is there no modern ghosts?
Modern ghosts, yeah.
They're all old Victorian women or men or old people
from the war, or you know, like that. I've never seen.
There's not a hipster ghost out there that they're catching on ghost hunters.
Or I don't see nobody wearing
flannels and cardigans,
flannels and hoodies like I wear every episode.
That's what your ghost outfit's gonna be.
A flannel and a hoodie.
Uh-huh.
I'd be a warm ghost.
I mean, I guess. Physically, but probably not emotionally.
So how long? How long would you want to be a ghost? If you said you don't want to be a ghost forever, how long would you want to be a ghost?
Give me a year of like just having fun, you know?
Okay.
But is that year gonna go by super fast because I'm not like a person, you know?
Yeah, like does ghost time and people time?
I like it that you're asking me these questions as if somehow I have the answer.
We're just having a dialogue.
I'm gonna
opening up.
say no. That the time does not work the same, and ghosts just kind of exist.
They're just kind of there.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't realize what day it is.
If you had the choice to haunt somewhere, where would you haunt?
Ooh.
Are you just gonna be like stuck in a Payless shoe store somewhere?
That's what I mean. I would do somewhere random. I would do like
A haunted Payless.
I would do like the stock room at like TJ Maxx or something. You know what I mean? Like I'd be back there just like ooh.
I would do like I'd be like a traveling nurse, but I'm like a traveling ghost.
Oh my god.
Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm at this location. Like Tuesday, Thursday, I'm here, and then Saturday, Sunday, I'm like I'm gonna be silly.
You got like a website scheduled out.
I'm gonna go to the children's hospital.
You know what? Oh my god, spook 'em. You know what I want to do? I'd want to haunt like a train, because then I could travel around, and I could still spook people. You know. I feel like.
Okay, here's another hypothetical question, obviously, because you don't know.
Okay.
If you are a ghost in a train, do you just get left behind?
Yeah.
You never just going through you? Yeah.
I'm gonna say no. I'm offering all the answers.
Jason has all the answers.
You don't realize, but I'm an genius. Hi everyone.
So ghosts.
Okay.
We're just not even, I'm not gonna touch that one.
Thanks.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if I had the choice, I would choose different. Would I haunt? I would haunt people I don't like, I think.
Okay.
I don't think I would haunt people because that's like a dick move. Like, what do these random people do to me?
Yeah.
You know?
You could be like a nice ghost, though.
But John from 6th grade, who'd bully me on the bus, I'm going to find you. I'm going to haunt your ass, you know?
Is just John a real person?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or my professor.
Oh,
my current professor right now. I'd haunt the shit out of him.
Oh, scare him so bad.
I'd make his hair grow back and then have him lose it again. I could be so scared. I can't stand my professor.
You're just at night putting Rogaine on his head.
Yeah, just so I can scare it off. He wakes up moist.
Ugh.
I'm just an inconvenience ghost.
You just slightly move his keys over to the other counter.
Everything in his house is 2 inches to the left.
You steal every one sock.
4 inches to the right the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be a petty ass ghost. That's me. That's my motto. That's my MO. I would be a petty ghost.
Yeah, he'd be siphoning gas out of his car.
I would right so many wrongs.
Yeah.
Meaning the people who wronged me, I'd right them.
Mm.
You know? Yeah. Not like I farted.
Finally.
You know?
Yeah, I know.
Wait, give me your mic.
Oh.
There. Sounds better. So obviously we're always seeing human ghosts. We're always talking about these, people from beyond the mysterious beyond. What constitutes a ghost? Or better yet, my question, can there be other things aside from people being ghosts? Like, is there like little ghost ladybugs flying around?
Well, we already know all dogs go to heaven.
True.
So
all cats are questionable.
They're fucking dicks. So yeah, no, they're gonna be ghosts. I'm gonna say ladybugs, no. They don't get to be ghosts because they seem good, so they're gonna go to heaven.
I've heard that ladybugs are like messengers. Ladybugs and butterflies.
Yeah,
messages from the beyond.
Mm-hmm.
So like they have to be alive.
Yeah. Like grasshoppers and like locusts, those are gonna be ghosts. I mean, they're gonna be stuck here for
locusts.
Loki.
Loki. That was Loki.
I don't know what else. What else would be a ghost?
There's just so many things. Eels, sharks. Are there shark ghosts? Whales.
Oh my god! Imagine whale ghosts. Are they haunting the ocean?
That's what I'm saying.
But the thing is, are other whales?
Is that why kids think that there's sharks in pools? Because there's ghosts?
Sharks are actually there. That's crazy.
The world may never know.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, are only like whales seeing the whale ghosts? Are only sharks seeing the shark ghosts?
Right. So like, what? That's what I'm saying. Who knows? We could be sitting in a pool of paranormal activity, and we can't see it because it's not a human.
There's no way.
I can be inside of a ghost whale right now.
That's true. Currently, at this moment.
Just chilling.
Ew, why are you gonna lick the inside of it?
I heard that whale blubber is expensive, so I want to taste it.
Oh, what did it taste like?
Shame.
As it should.
And despair. But like, people have seen, has supposedly have seen like their cats.
Yeah.
You know, oh, I just saw Binks.
Binks.
I just saw Snowball. You know, oh,
Run
there's
by.
little mittens.
Yeah.
Like, did you? Did you?
Did I see mittens?
Did you see mittens?
I didn't see mittens. No.
You could have been a demon.
Because I hate cats.
Do you hate cats?
I don't like cats.
Well, I like cats. I'm just allergic.
They can like exist around me. That's fine. I would just never own a cat.
We're literally getting a cat.
Where?
In this house? What do you mean?
Oh,
where?
in this house?
Yes.
Oh, I think you meant we.
No, there is no we.
I know. I've been
Jason.
telling you this for so long. God, try as you might, but whatever.
Speaking of ghosts, once upon a time a ghost, we went ghost hunting.
We did go ghost hunting.
We tried to go ghost hunting.
I think we went ghost hunting.
You took me to a place that's very popularly known as a spot for ghost activity.
Yeah.
Prospect Park.
Prospect Park in
Makes me
Redlands, California.
Makes me think of like prospectors, and they just that alone is scary. You took me there once before. After what movie did we see? It was
Little
after a
Mermaid.
movie. Oh, was it a mermaid?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, it was a scary movie. That's why I was scared.
No.
Well,
Yeah.
I was so scared to get out of the car that night.
Yeah.
It just looked scary. It was like the park itself from the outside street. It's just all trees, dark as hell, and a bridge that goes into it. I wasn't gonna do it. You know.
I kept trying to convince you,
Couldn't.
and you would not get out of the car.
Couldn't. I wouldn't. Didn't want the window down.
Granted, it was 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll give you that, but we went all the way over there.
And but okay, hear me out. Let me explain myself.
Okay.
I did say yes, take me to a haunted place. We talked about it, let's do it. And then I got scared and I said, actually, don't do it. I don't want to do it anymore.
It was after we'd flipped around, though.
Nope. Don't lie, because we had ample amount of time to just go straight. And you said, no, I'm going to turn. Let's just go straight. No, I'm right at the light. When you could have just went straight at the light. You chose to do it.
I was in the turning lane. I'm not going to break the law. I'm in the turning lane. I can't fix it at that point. I got to turn. So we went.
And then we didn't go.
And then
technically we went, but we didn't go, you know?
Yeah, we just drove around a little bit. You wouldn't even let me roll down the windows.
Because I literally, in my mind, someone was going to hop in. I was going to get attacked by a homeless person. I don't know. An axe murderer was going to come and kill me.
Yeah.
That was going through my mind. It was a whole lot. It was a lot, and I got scared.
Yeah.
But we went back.
So then
I put on my big girl pants, and we went back a couple of days later for your birthday.
And we
that
walked
was one of the things we did.
Onto the bridge, and then turned around and ran back to the car.
Because we literally ran. Because okay, look. Yes, at nighttime, 12:30 at night, you're in some new place you've never seen before, you've never been before. Yeah, and you don't know what's out there. So yes, of course, you're gonna hear things. And there was things you can hear. There was creaking, the creaks of the trees. There was leaves rustling, wind. All that cool. I probably could have got past that, but you cannot tell me. You cannot tell me that there were not footprints at the very end, which is what made us run. Those were footprints, Jason. That wasn't just noises in the wood.
But then again, everything that you heard before that in your head was also footsteps. But
you didn't hear them. You didn't think. You were like, it's fine, until the very end
That one did sound a little suspicious. I will give you that.
It was footsteps.
So we ran back to the car.
Literally ran.
And then we drove into the park.
God, yeah, we did.
And that's where we got down. Made it all the way to the haunted stage.
Right. So the lure of this place that Jason was telling me the whole time. There's so much of this park, and it just kind of amped my fear. Mm-hmm. There's a little girl ghost who is supposed to like. There's a stage, and she appears on the stage. If you sit on the stage, the seats in the audience will go down by themselves. Mm-hmm. But then in this same area, there was a girl who was found murdered in the orange grove that was next door to it. All that's building up. I'm just, my heart's pounding.
Yeah.
But I told Jason I would do this. I'm doing this for Jason. This is his birthday present. This is one of the things we're doing for his birthday. We're ghost hunting. We're doing it.
We got down and we're walking, and then I kept turning around, and you were like 10 feet behind me. And I'm like, keep up. I'm scared. And you kept falling behind every time you'd catch up, and then you kept falling behind. And then eventually we got to the stage.
Can I just say, and this, maybe I was just scared. Maybe, I don't know. Sometimes we both know. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we see ghosty things. Sometimes we feel ghosty things. It's just part of who we are. It just felt very heavy for me walking to the place we were walking. It not that I was, yes, I was scared, but the reason why I kept falling behind, it just felt like I was, like pushing through mud. Like it was slowing me down.
Yeah.
Not me slowing down was purposefully done. It just, I'm walking and I'm dredging, I'm pushing, I'm trying to get through, and it's just not.
Yeah.
So, call it what you may. That's what was keeping me back. So anyways, continue.
Yeah.
What happened? What transpired, Jason?
So, there's this bamboo forest there, and you're supposed to go into it, and you see shapes and
just go. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So, we were going to go into the bamboo forest, but I was like, you know what? Let's walk around, and we'll go look at the stage first. Mm-hmm. So we get up on this little wooden platform, and there's cameras at this park.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of cameras. You said that.
And the police department basically monitors the cameras, and they will tell you to leave if you're caught there after dark. And so we're standing there on that little wooden platform, and there's like a little kind of office-y, like a shack.
Yeah.
And the light's on in there, and we're standing there, and you're like, oh, like the light's on in there. And I was like, yeah, that's weird that they always leave it on. And then
always, he hasn't been there in a couple of years.
It's been a little while. And then all of a sudden we started hearing this noise.
It's like a grumble.
And we both looked at each other.
And then all of a sudden, who's out there? And Jason just a flashlight.
I said, hi there.
He said, oh, hey.
Sorry, we're just checking out the place. And then literally he's like,
oh. Hey!
All I saw was the brightest light I've ever seen in my life.
It was very bright.
And I was like, oh, fuck. And so then we had to end up leaving.
Yeah, he was like, "Get the park's closed, you gotta go."
Yeah.
So we're walking back, and then, Jason, you go, I mean, he's not gonna follow us. We can probably go to another part. Like, what? But you didn't want to go out from a lane, just go straight at the green light? That was breaking the law. But we got told to leave by security, and it's okay to go to part because he's not gonna follow us.
I mean, am I wrong?
You're a hypocrite.
Call me what you will.
I do, and you get mad about it.
Yes.
So then from there we go to another park.
Mm-hmm.
Ford Park.
Yeah.
I got it right.
You did.
Ford Park, which is known for years prior to this, us existing, there was a big oak tree.
Mm-hmm.
Big oak tree, and somebody hung themselves.
Yeah.
The lore of that was you go and you sit on the tree and you can hear
like the branches creaking
because of the weight of a body.
Yeah. And so we go, we park.
Right.
Because there's a little separate, little dark parking lot. We see one other car there in the lot. But we ignore it, and we park, and
we're thinking they're getting like a little freaky on you.
Yeah, I mean, good for them. You do you. But like, so we're sitting there, and all of a sudden, you grab my wrist, and you're like, oh my God. Oh, sorry. In front of everyone.
In front of all 114 people.
And then what did you say you seen?
It looked like somebody was walking, and it scared me because I was like, that looks weird. So I'm seeing this person, what it looks like a person walking, but real slow, and all of a sudden just kind of fade out. So that's what scared me. That's why I grabbed your arm, because it scared the crap out of me, And so I kind of looked up to see where they would be walking at, and there couldn't have been. From the height that they were at, once I finally saw the full view of everything, I saw lifting up my head up more to see, it was a parking lot. There was a car where there should have been road, in my mind, the perspective of it. So that kind of freaked me out.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, from what I'm looking at, it looked like after knowing everything, a floating person walking. But then, you said, oh, maybe it was a sprinkler. So maybe you're right. It could have been. Who knows? I'm not one to say indefinite anything, know.
And see, at this point, like, I'm very much the person, like, if I'm here and I'm doing it and I'm ghost hunting, we're going to get out of the car. We're going to see what we can. As scared as I am, we're going to do it. So I, like, lean into it, and I'm like, you know what? Let's get out of the car, and we're just gonna see what we see. So we started walking.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 lakes there.
Right.
So we were walking around the lake, and all of a sudden you kept saying that you were hearing somebody talking.
I did.
I wasn't hearing it for the first, like, couple of times, and then finally it sounded like a man talking.
Yep.
And so then we're trying to figure out what's going on, and we realize that there's actual people there at the park.
And then that's when the fear really struck in, because, listen, I can do ghosts, I can do spirits, I can do apparitions, but when it's a person, what am I going to do?
At freaking 1 o'clock in the morning.
What am I going to do? That's a crazy person. That is a homeless man with a machete. Amen. And I'm not going to do it. No.
So then we walk around a little bit more, and then we realize it's just 2 guys fishing. At 1 o'clock in the morning.
And we also realized that they took down the tree that the lure is all about. The whole reason why we went to the park, they took it down.
Yeah. The scariest thing we seen was the renovations they did. That was it.
And there's beautiful renovations.
They put in a sidewalk. It was lovely.
It was just
nice. A lovely evening stroll that we had.
Yeah. Got to talk to a cute boy fishing. That was nice. Come to find out, it was their car.
Yeah.
We did not get murdered. No. By a machete-wielding homeless man.
Thankfully.
So
then we ended our night at the old Green Spot Bridge.
Which I've never heard of before, mind you. I've maybe seen that bridge since being there. Maybe that was probably my 3rd time since being out here, seeing that bridge.
Yeah, and it's always been a bridge that... It's one of those places that nobody fully knows exactly what's happened there. Mm-hmm. But I know there's been a lot of car accidents there because the road that now goes past it used to connect to it. Mm-hmm. And used to be able to go on the bridge. And I know the bridge collapsed once before. And, like, everyone kind of has their stories about what happened. And, like, oh, people died. Oh, people went over the bridge. People were found under the bridge. All this stuff. And so, like, you go not really knowing what to expect. And so we went.
Right.
And we figured now would be a good time to break out the Ghost app.
Right. So I have an app on my phone. It's like an EVP thing. Like, you talk to it, and it's like, white noise static. And the premise of it is you talk, and if the spirits are on, they're able to talk through the app to you. Mm-hmm. So I'm doing it. Is anybody here? Is any spirits here? And you said you heard something the first time I tried it.
Yeah. So you're holding it here, and we're listening. And you're asking questions. And it's kind of saying, like, little half words, and we're trying to make out, like, what it's saying. And then all of a sudden, behind you, over the bridge, it sounded like a man said, "Hey." And I knew it wasn't coming from the phone. So I froze. I walked over to the edge of the bridge, expecting to see somebody down there.
And you didn't even tell me that.
I didn't tell you until after, yeah. And so I looked over the bridge, didn't see anybody. And then I was like, okay, I don't know. And then ever since that moment, I kept feeling like there was somebody, like, below the bridge that was there. And I don't know why. That's just the feeling that I had, like, the whole time we were there. But honestly, like, being there was, like, the weirdest sensation.
Yeah, it was like... It wasn't fear, per se.
Yeah.
It was like a nervousness. Mm-hmm. Like an uneasiness.
Like, I was a little bit on edge the whole time.
And for me, the more... onto the bridge I got, the more heavier that feeling was for me, and like you were saying, you felt it in the back of your neck, and it just felt
right here.
It just felt heavy, and And we had walked away from the bridge, and that feeling went away, and it
Mhm.
wasn't. And then we tried it again. Went onto the bridge, and the feeling was back. It was very, very prominent. It was very there, very noticeable. So then we tried the app again, and we had asked, like, "Oh, is there any spirits here? If how many of you are there?" And we did hear something.
Mhm.
The number 10 came through, and again, I'm not one to just this is what it is for anything. Anything's possible. Anything's not possible. So who knows if it was real or it was not. But
Yeah.
it felt very real that night. And so we left because after that, you saw something.
Yeah, it looked like I where we were parked, I was facing that direction and there was a rock.
Mhm.
And it kind of looked like it like got a little bit brighter, like maybe like a light shined on it or something, but there was no cars or anything. So it just caught my attention. So I looked over there, and then on the road that there was like a path that goes through the bridge and all the way down. It looked like somebody standing there, but I couldn't tell, and I was looking and trying to make it out, and then I couldn't really make it out, and it didn't look like it
and
anymore.
that's the crazy part, because again, you hadn't told me that
Yeah.
that had happened. I saw you kind of look over, but you never said what you were looking at.
Yeah.
You never said, "Oh, I think I see that person. I think it's something there," or nothing.
It's
And then before we actually left, I looked at you and I said, "Hey, I think we should go.
yeah. You literally were like, "We should go."
We should
and
go."
I
And
agreed.
then we're walking.
And
Yeah. So then we're walking back to the car, and I told you, I said, "Did it look like there was somebody in the road to you?" And that's when you told me about the
Yeah.
rock and what you were seeing,
yeah,
because I also thought I saw somebody standing in the middle of the road.
yeah.
Up the bridge.
I usually like to like figure it out for myself before I say anything.
Right.
To be like, oh, I do see somebody standing over there. Hey, Eddie, I think there's somebody standing over there.
Yeah.
But it usually will take me a second to kind of like run it through my head to be like, is that
Right, just in
somebody?
case.
Yeah.
You don't want to freak somebody out if there's no reason to be freaked out.
Yeah. And the second you were like, we should go, I agreed. We went back to the car, and as we're leaving, a truck pulls up.
Oh, yeah.
And then that truck was like flipping around to like where we were and looking like they're gonna come and like park where
And
we
again,
were.
it was 2:30 in the morning at this
2:30
point.
in the morning.
So.
And so like we drive off, going in the opposite direction than we should have been.
Yeah.
Just because we wanted to get on the road, and then they
And
pull
not
back
get axe
out.
murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They pull onto the road behind us,
Mhm.
but they were a ways behind us, so I went a little faster than I probably should have. Went down the road, and then
Right, so fast, Jason.
I went 10 miles over
Yeah.
the speed limit.
It's like we were not driving that fast.
And so I kept getting nervous that they were gonna like show up behind us.
Yeah.
And so then I was talking to you, and I was like, we need to flip around. So we
Because then we kind of started thinking like maybe they're doing what we were doing.
yeah,
you
they just
know?
want to visit the bridge too.
Yeah. So we made
And
the U-turn.
So we flip around, and we're now going the right direction. So we are thinking we're gonna pass them again, and then we did pass them again, and they were pulled off on like a weird section of the road,
Yeah.
kind of flipping around and like maneuvering themselves weird. And then they also ended up behind us again. But then at that point, we just kept driving.
Yeah. And we didn't see him anymore, thankfully.
No.
So that was good. But what we did see was a potential skinwalker, and or, what did you call it?
And I thought it was gonna be like an ambush or
An
something.
ambush, or an ambush. Yeah. So we're driving down this dark road, and literally out of nowhere, because I didn't even see where it was.
I didn't
across
see it
the
until it
street.
was 20 feet away from
Yeah,
us.
literally out of nowhere, this dog is just coming straight towards the car. So obviously we
Yeah.
stopped because we're not going to be animal murderers.
Yeah, vehicular manslaughter, dog slaughter.
Yeah, canine catastrophe.
Mm-hmm.
And this dog is just looking just straight at
It
the
was
car.
directly in front of us, and then it walked straight for the headlights.
So me being me, because I love dogs,
Rolls down the window.
I rolled down the window and I was like, "Come on, dog,
Come here.
And it was there, and he just kind of looked up at me, and then I got scared because you said, I don't know, that kind of feels like they sent it out to like ambush us.
I
And was
got
like,
the most uneasy feeling because this is 2:30 in the morning. This dog comes straight for. It was right in the middle of the road.
It was so nice.
and
Listen,
like
I mean, that's probably how people die.
100%.
But it was so nice, and I would have probably, come on,
Get in the car.
come on.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I just felt so uneasy about it, and I was like, I feel like I want to drive. I feel like I want to leave. But you're like, come here. Come here. I'm like, Eddie, I feel like I want to go. And I was like, I'm gonna start driving. Here we go.
It's like, okay, so I rolled up the window, and the dog looked so sad. He went.
Yeah, he probably then reset back to his spot and waiting for the next car.
He was like, dang it, we almost had him.
Mm-hmm.
His owners are like, have pitchforks and
Just waiting.
yeah.
Hills have eyes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. I can do ghosts. It's the people that scare me the most because
Yeah.
ghosts in 9 times out of 10 cannot hurt you. People, 10 times out of 9, you're
Will
dead.
hurt you.
You're dead, you know?
Yeah.
So, that being said, and us being, 1, trespassers, and 2, just dumb for doing stuff like that by ourselves so late at night.
Yeah. We had no protection on us.
No. I mean, who needs protection when you have God?
I have the power of anime and Jesus on my side. Is that what the little boy says?
What?
It's like a little viral clip.
What?
I have the power of...
Don't fuck with me! I have the power of God and anime on my side! Wait,
Of anime and... I anime and something and God.
You're looking real gay right now.
By the power of the moon.
I punish you. Give me... So, you know what I think would be a good story to tell? Because you actually have video that you can insert.
Mm-hmm.
You should tell of when you went home. I don't know if you had just got home or if you were already home and you went to the bathroom, take a shower or something, but you heard those people talking in your room. You heard people, people whispering, talking in your room.
Yeah. And
you recorded it.
I did. Hopefully I can find the video still.
Tell our wonderful viewers of that great story.
Okay. I do kind of remember what I was doing.
Okay.
I was going to my sister's house that day. You were like out of town or something.
Yes, I was up north at my mom's house. That's right.
And so I'm hanging out in my room, and I was going to my sister's house. I think we were just hanging out. We were going to like have some drinks or something. And so I was like, oh, I got to shower. So my room is right next door to the bathroom.
You share a wall.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so I go into the bathroom, and I was getting my stuff ready and everything to shower, and I start hearing things in my room. And it sounds like very subtle whispers.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And this wasn't this wasn't an isolated event. I've had this happen many times.
It's just your family talking shit about you in your own room.
They're just having a family meeting. What the fuck are we gonna do about this guy?
He keeps coming in and out. Like, we locked the door and he keeps coming in. What's gonna happen?
Yeah. So I've literally woken up in the middle of the night to go use the restroom, and I'll be in there and I'll start hearing things just moving around my room. Mm-hmm. One time, I think we were having a family party or something, and my mom was calling me from downstairs, Jason, are you in your room? And I'm like, no, I'm downstairs. She was like, there's somebody in your room. I don't know. It sounds like somebody making noise or snoring or something. I don't know what it is, but she's like, I've heard this so many times and you're not even home. And so this isn't an isolated event. So I'm there. I have my phone.
Oh, yeah, okay. I have another story that you should tell.
Okay.
Of yours. I'm just thinking of stories you could tell. And it was
sharing my trauma. So I had my phone there, selecting the best playlist for my shower. And all of a sudden I start hearing whispering. And I see you ready to laugh. So I have my phone, and I never have my phone on me when these things happen. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, shit, okay, I'm going to record. So I hit record, and I walk up to my door, and here's the footage.
Yeah, so Jason sends this to me. Did you send it? No, you showed me. You didn't send it to me.
I think I did send it to you.
I'm gonna look at my phone. But anyways, I've seen the footage, and literally it's wild because you literally it's like.
Let me forgive me for my dirty room in the video. Just putting that out there.
It probably was dirty.
It was very dirty.
But yeah, you just
yeah.
And you can hear they're saying words, but you can't make out what they're saying. But it's obviously they're saying words. They're not just speaking gibberish or anything.
Yeah, like and you hear it so loud up until the point that I push open the door.
And then it's gone.
Silent.
Yeah, that's the craziest part. And literally,
See,
and then just
but
nothing.
I've always been the kind of person that I can hear the ghosts more than I can see them. I experience both, but majority of the time it's me laying in bed and I'm hearing people talk.
You know what's so funny? I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
I've always been able to see them more than I've been able to hear them. Again, both has happened to me,
Mm-hmm.
but majority of my experiences have been more visual than audio.
Yeah. I am clairvoyant. Yeah, I'm clairvoyant. You are
I don't know. You've said it before. I don't know.
just Claire.
Oh my God. I had a little girl in my class named Claire when I was a teacher. I do not care for her very much.
Oh, never mind. You're not Claire. I got to look it up. Here's the word of what Eddie is.
Should I look it up right now while you're telling your story?
What's the other story I'm supposed to be telling?
Oh. That's right. When your grandma lived with you and you heard like there was like running up and down the stairs.
Oh, okay. Okay, so another story of mine. And this was crazy because 3 people experienced it in one. So it was me, my little brother, and my grandma home at the time. And I was in my room upstairs. My brother was in his room upstairs, and my grandma was in her room downstairs. And I went downstairs to go use the restroom. So I'm down there, and I'm using the restroom, and all of a sudden, I hear the loudest just bang, 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 bang. And I remember sitting there thinking, like, who is banging at the front door? Because that was my immediate response. Do you want to?
I'm sorry to interrupt your story with my facial expressions, but I've learned things
Okay.
in the last 6 seconds.
Okay, what is
Please, forgive this mild interruption. I am clairvoyant.
that? Okay.
Clairvoyance is clear seeing.
Okay.
You are clairaudience, which is clear hearing.
Okay.
And we're both clairsentience, which is clear feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's something called claircognizance, which is clear knowing.
Oh,
But I think
okay.
that's more like psychics.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like psychics and like people who actually like talk to the spirits, I feel like they're like claircognizance.
Okay.
You know, like they can mediums. That's what I'm thinking. A medium.
Oh, yeah.
Like a medium. They're claircognizance.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyways,
Interesting.
continue with your horror story.
Okay, so I'm in the bathroom. I hear somebody banging on the front door, and I'm thinking it's like banging like the police bang on your front door.
That's right.
It's like that. And so I heard it once, and it was probably like 10 bangs on the front door. And I was like, okay, that's weird. And then maybe 10 seconds passes, and I hear it again. And I'm like, who the hell? So I'm finishing up in the restroom, and all of a sudden, my brother is at the restroom door, and he's like, hey, like, were you like running up and down the stairs? What happened? And I was like, no. I was like, I've been in the restroom for the last couple minutes. And he's like, somebody was running up and down the stairs. And my brother's room is right at the top of the stairs.
Is this the house that you're in now?
Yes.
Okay.
And our stairs go straight up.
Mm-hmm.
And so his room was right there. That's when he had that
right,
room. Yeah.
Right on the top.
And so he heard somebody run up the stairs.
This is Rudy?
This is Rike.
Okay. Oh, Rike. Okay.
Yeah, that he used to have that room.
Oh, okay.
And so Rike hears somebody running up the stairs and then back down the stairs, which was the 2 times that I heard the banging. I thought it was the front door. And so
because it's so loud.
Yeah. So we both, the fact that I heard it from at least a solid probably 50 feet away.
Yeah.
And it was like immediate, like somebody is banging on the front door. And so we both go to my grandma's room and we ask her, like, did you hear that? And she's like, yeah, I heard that too. What was that? And I'm like, I don't know. And so Rike was explaining it's somebody running up and down the stairs. So we go to the stairs and we're like, okay, we have to check the house.
Right.
Because it was clear enough that we were like, somebody's might be in the house.
here, right.
Yeah. So we're standing at the bottom of the stairs and we're kind of game planning, like, okay, what are we going to check? Where are we going to go first? As one does. We're scared.
Right, of course.
And then all of a sudden you hear my grandma down the hall and she's like, guys? We're like, yeah. She's like, are you guys upstairs? We're like, no. She's like, there's somebody upstairs. And she could hear somebody walking around in my sister's room upstairs. And so we go over to her and you could hear it, like clear as day. Somebody stomping around upstairs. And so we're like, oh God, okay. So we grab knives, as one does, just as
Knives.
an extra precaution. You know, rather have something on you than nothing.
I'd rather like a bat.
We didn't have a bat available to us.
Okay, knives, got it.
So we grab the knives. We go into my sister's room, and I swear, right as I open the door to her room, I hear another door in the house shut, and I immediately, okay. So we quickly turn on the light, check the room. Nobody's in there, and then we just go back outside or back downstairs.
For my own mind, I just need you to not clarify, but just I guess clarify for me, because in my mind, which most likely it was not like this, your house is pitch dark.
No.
In my mind, you just everything that's happening is in the dark.
Update, Eddie. We live in the 21st century, so we turned on all of the lights. I'm not like
I don't know why it just in my
lights
mind.
off, one narrow flashlight.
You guys are,
as we walk.
That's literally how I'm seeing it happen for whatever. I don't know why. I
No.
don't know why I'm seeing it that way.
No, we turn on every single light possible.
Got it. Understood.
And yeah, we fully flipped on all the lights, and then we walked into my sister's room. It was pitch black, and then so we flipped on the light, and nothing in there, nobody in the house. Don't know how to explain it, but it was something that like we talked about for a while because it was so clear, and I have experienced somebody being at the top of those stairs so many times. When we first moved into that house, it was probably like within the first week. I had gone downstairs to get water, and I was on my way back to the stairs, and we have a sensor light on the porch.
Right.
So I had seen the light turn on, and I walked past the stairs, looked at the little peephole, nobody out there, turned back toward the stairs. I saw a man standing at the top of the stairs.
Did you see the man or just like a figure?
It was a man, but it's like I knew it was a figure, but I knew it was a man.
See my things, and it's so crazy, because I've seen ghosts as clear as day, like I'm looking at you.
I've seen that too,
like
glimpses,
a whole
though.
person, but just something was like, I don't know, something's off about you.
Yeah.
And then they're gone. But it's like in groups of people. It's not like it's just me and myself, and I'm just looking at this random person like something's off about you. You know, like it's the craziest thing. Like I'll literally see a whole person. Yeah. I've definitely seen figures, but a lot of the times it's happened. It's just like full, like I'm looking at a person, right? Like I'm looking at you. Like you could be a ghost right now, and I would think you're a real person. Ooh. Like Sixth Sense style, you know?
Yeah.
It's wild.
The only thing that solidified that experience for me was the fact that my mom, like a month later, we were talking to one of my cousins, and she was like, oh yeah, I seen somebody standing at the top of the stairs, which is like this dark figure. And I was like, oh my god, I've seen that too. And she was like, yeah, I was going to bed one night, and I looked up the stairs and was like, oh my god, I didn't know you were still awake. And then she was like, when I turned on the light, then there was nobody there. And so she was like, I got scared. Yeah. And I was like, oh my god, I seen the same thing, because once I turned on the light, nobody was there.
I had dated this guy a few years back, and the house that they lived in, they would always say that they heard things or they would see stuff happen, but they didn't really know what. But the sister was like, "Oh, I've seen something. I think it's a man, you know. But I don't know. I just feel like it's a man. But nobody else. Everyone else has experienced stuff, but never seen anything. So obviously I was there a lot because we were dating. And this one night I was spending the night, and they had stairs going up. You know, that stairs. But at the top of the stairs there was like a banister you can look over.
Okay.
You know, talk down to everybody who's sitting in the living room right there. And I'm sitting at the kitchen table, and I look up, and there's, again, like I'm looking at you, a man just kind of looking down. Well, no, I'm lying. This is a different story. This guy doing this was from a different thing. This guy at this house was holding on, just kind of like looking down. And he was a white man. He had a mustache, a long mustache. He was wearing a hat, a black hat. He had kind of a beard, but it wasn't like a super long beard. He was wearing a plaid shirt. Like I saw him.
Yeah, it was a guy.
Everything. And then I was like, what the hell? So I looked down. I was like, wait. And I looked up, and he was gone. And so I went to the sister who had said she saw something. And I was like, oh, this is what I saw. And she was like, yeah, that's him. I've seen him before. I've seen him in this house. There was another time, again, I spent the night, and I was taking a shower in the bathroom. They have a sunroof. Or a sunroof?
That's a skylight?
Skylight. They have a skylight. They have a sunroof in the bathroom.
I was like, sunroof. It opens up.
Yeah. You're stable like, yeah. Barreling down the highway in a house. No, I was taking a shower, and I looked up to the skylight, and literally it's his head looking down at me.
Ew.
But it wasn't like menacing. You know, it wasn't like he was like, oh, I'm gonna get you. But it was just like, I remember I thinking about it now, I'm just like, it sounds stupid, but I remember literally in that moment, like, can you leave me alone, please? I'm trying to shower. I literally said that out loud, and it would just.
No.
Yeah, like he just like, oh my bad, like lifted his head up, you know, like it was crazy.
Absolutely not.
But it was the man. It was a full-bodied person looking down.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like looking through the window. His head was in it.
It was in
You know,
there
it wasn't
with
like someone like looking at through a glass.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
See, I've seen like full-bodied people, but like very like briefly.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was one time I went downstairs to use the restroom in the house that I live now, and I was coming out of the bathroom, and I opened the door and it lit up the hallway because this was middle of the night, and I saw a man. It was a white guy. He's wearing a blue kind of puffer jacket. He had kind of shaggy, like dirty blonde hair, and he was standing there. But it took me a second, and so I naturally was going to open the door, shut off the light.
Right.
And so in the second that I seen him, and then I shut off the light, and I like freaked out because I immediately was like, "There's somebody in the house!"
Yeah.
Like, oh my god! Like, and I turn on the light, nobody there.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, oh my god, that was probably the first full-bodied. Like, I saw details. I saw like everything. I could describe him to you.
It's happened to me at least 5 times.
2
of the times that it's happened to me was when I lived back up north. One of my best friends in the whole wide world, she lives out there. Her name is Jen. Shout out to you, Jen.
Hi, Jen.
If you're watching this. But my best friend, Jen, she lives out there, her and her family, her husband and her kids. And she, aside from James, her husband, who is also one of my really good friends, aside from James, Jen and her 2 kids are very sensitive to also like how we are. More so Jen, but Bree, her daughter, my niece, she's super sensitive. And Ethan, he'll see things, but he's kind of like, oh yeah, I saw that, but I don't know. But he believes it. You know, he believes in it. James is just kind of like, it was the wind.
Oh, okay.
But like on things that like the wind could possibly not do.
Yeah.
You know? But so a lot of my experiences that I've had with seeing apparitions or just feeling these things as an adult happen with Jen, because her aunt was telling us, who is also super sensitive to these things, usually when people are sensitive to the afterlife, when they are around other people who are also sensitive, it's kind of like a Wi-Fi booster. It just kind of magnifies it, you know?
Yeah.
So obviously I'm in a house with 3 other people who are sensitive to it, and so more stuff would happen to us. One of the times that I saw a person there, it was my niece's baby shower. Over 100 people were at this baby shower. It was a very, very busy baby shower. So I'm walking around. There's people everywhere, right? So of course, why would I notice one person of all these people? But there was a man in the backyard, just kind of leaning on the ledge, just kind of looking out, looking at everybody, just kind of taking it all in. And I remember thinking to myself, like, he looks, I don't know, he caught my eye, and he just didn't look like he belonged.
Yeah.
He just didn't look, not that he looked outwardly like he didn't belong, he felt like he didn't belong in my mind. So I'm looking at him, and he's just, you know, chilling, looking at everybody, and I'm watching like, who is this guy? And I walk by a 2x4. They're not big pieces of wood. Not much can happen walking past one, you know. But I walk by this 2x4 to go get a better, like, not even just to get a better look, but I'm walking, I'm passing him, I'm looking at him, so I'm like, I'm gonna go this way to see what he's doing. I walk past the 2x4, and he's gone. Just nothing, no trace. There's no, and you know, oh, maybe he went this way. There's no way. It's a 2x4. There's no way for somebody to get completely disappeared, gone, by walking in front of a 2x4. There's no way.
Yeah. So
that was crazy to me. There was another time I was at Jen's house, obviously, because a lot of my time up north before I moved down here was spent with Jen. I'm telling you, she's my best friend, and I was at her house all the time. And we're just chilling. We're chilling at the house. I think it was after a party we'd had there, and I'm in the living room, or I was in the living room, the kitchen, and I saw James walking down the hallway, down and outside. And I saw him walk out, and then Jen was like, "Oh, James, oh, he's outside, Jen." And then I hear him call from the bedroom, "Yeah, what's up, babe?" And I was like, what? I said, no, I swear to God, he just walked outside. I watched him walk outside. My eyes are on him this whole time. The only time I looked away from him was when you came to look for him. But he was at the end of the hall in his bedroom. There was nobody out there. And that happened to Ethan. That was one of Ethan's first time seeing like a ghost. He had said that he was coming out of his room looking for his dad. He saw his dad walking down the hall. Oh, dad, hold up, dad, wait. Followed him outside. And then Jen comes, oh, dad's not here. No, yeah, I just and he looked around, he was nowhere. Not anywhere.
No.
There was nobody out there. But a full man. Yeah. Wild.
See, have you ever had an experience that you're like not sure if it was like a ghost, an alien, a person, something like that?
Yeah.
Because I've had this time where I used to have a back door when we lived in the previous house that we used to live in.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have a back door in my room. And my sister also lived in
your room?
Yeah, in my room.
Oh, God, no.
I know. It always made me nervous.
I would have 5 bolts on that door.
It had like a deadbolt, and it was always deadbolted. But my sister lived in the converted garage that was like a studio.
Mm-hmm.
So she lived there. So they would use my door pretty frequently if they wanted to come and do their laundry and stuff like that. So they'd knock at the back door and I'd let them in. It was easier than going around to the front.
Right.
And so at one point, me and my younger brother are hanging out in my room. He's playing the video game. I think I'm doing homework or something.
Okay.
I'm sitting there, and I hear somebody grab the handle of the back door. And I instantly was like, oh, it's probably Cassandra. It's fine, whatever. And then, so I didn't pay attention, but she didn't come in. I was like, that's weird. She just turned the knob and then let go of it, and that was it. And I was like, that's weird. But I didn't think about it. My mom comes in my room like 2 minutes later, and she was like, hey, somebody was like banging at the front door right now. I was like, oh. She was like, and I went to the front door and nobody was there. And I was like, oh. And then I remembered that somebody was just at the back door.
Mm-hmm.
And so I looked at my younger brother and I was like, Rike, do me a favor, lock the back door real fast. He's like, why? I'm like, just lock it real fast. So he deadbolts it. And I was like, somebody was just at the back door too and was like trying to open it up.
Not to cut you off, but I'm thinking right now, why didn't you just lock the door yourself?
Because I was on the other side of the room. He was close.
Like, in situations like that, though, what I mean, not just you specifically, in situations like that, it's like, I could just go do it real fast. Yeah. But then you make it, like, can you? He was right. Can you just go do that real for me? I'll tell you after. Just do it. Like
he was right near the back door.
Why do we do that as people?
Yeah, I was on the other side of the room, so it was easier for him to do it than it was for me to.
Got it.
Excuse me, I'm gonna go by you real fast.
Oh, okay. Anyways, continue. I'm sorry.
So he locks it, and he tells me, or my mom tells me, somebody was just banging at the front door, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. Okay, so we go, check the whole yard, everything in the backyard, nobody's there. And at this point, we're not sure if it's like teenagers that were like just ding dong ditching. Yeah. But I'm like, why try and come in the back door of a house?
Right.
Like, were we about to get robbed and then they heard us in the room? Was it a ghost and like something weird just happened? Like, to this day, not entirely sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah. We just had a big iron gate.
Thankfully, it just, nothing happened.
Yeah. We had a big iron gate, so we just locked it and then left it.
That's wild. No, thank you. No, I don't think anything like that's happened to me. It's either ghost or I'm kidnapped.
Fair.
But no, I just feel we're at an hour already.
Oh wow.
I know. There's so many things. There's so many things that I've experienced. So many things that we've experienced. Separately. Much like, in this house I live in now. There's definitely a spirit here. We've heard them walking upstairs when nobody's upstairs. Yeah. I've heard them walking in the hall. People have seen a man in this bottom room here. Like they're like, oh, who's in there, dude? Like to my son's uncle, my little brother, and he's like, nobody's here. And like, yeah, some guy's just in Jade's room who's little sister. Yeah.
And from the moment that I came over to this house, the very first time I visited, we were all sitting downstairs, and I remember I kept looking at that bedroom, and I was like, I just keep feeling like I'm gonna see somebody.
It's this room. It's the little room. The little room the room downstairs. That's the room that everybody always says it just feels weird.
Yeah, like I couldn't take my eyes off it. I'm trying to watch the movie, and I'm just like.
I want to say, and I could be wrong, but I really feel like they had said like a grandpa had passed away here, or a grandma, or something like that, and they They didn't. That's why they were moving. They didn't need the space anymore.
Yeah.
You know, they lived there. Anyways.
But
Yeah.
speaking of this house, though, I've obviously watched the dogs for you a couple of times and did a little bit of house sitting and
Right.
just checked in on the house. And there was one time that I came after, it was the first night I was coming to check on the dogs, and I came in and the TV was on downstairs.
Oh, that's when we were talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember I called you and I was like, hey, was the TV like meant to be left on? I don't know.
Did the grandparents come back
Yeah,
home?
I'm like, just something going on. And then you're like, no, it's fine. Just go ahead and turn it off.
It was
So I
the first night. It was
Yeah.
your first night checking
It
on
was the
them.
very
That's
first
right.
time.
We were all gone. Everybody.
So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll turn off the TV, no problem. And then I'm checking all the doors and everything.
And you said, hey, did you want me to close the doors?
Yeah.
And I said, what? And I said, were they open? You said, yeah. Do you want me to close them? I said, no, you can leave them open, but maybe you should leave.
Mm-hmm. And then I instantly was like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? And I was just walking down the stairs. Oh, God. No.
Your heels.
Click-clacking.
Because before I left, I made sure to close every single door upstairs.
Yeah. There was at least
door.
3 doors that were open.
The only ones that weren't were my door and Gunner's door.
Yeah.
But I closed every door. I closed the bathroom doors, the bedroom doors, and the laundry room door.
Mm-hmm.
I closed them all.
And like the most small detail, I remember, because obviously you guys were gone for like a weekend.
Right.
So I had to come back to the house.
Yeah.
And I remember there was this like little like water bottle cap that was just sitting on the stairs. And every time I'd walk up and down the stairs, I just happened to notice it. The last day I went there, it was now not there anymore. And it was just sitting in front of the bathroom door. And nobody else had been in the house.
Yeah.
And I remember being really scared by that very small detail. But I was
because
so
there's little
scared.
things like that. It's like, how did you get here?
Yeah.
You know, everyone was gone. Nobody was in the house. The back house, they don't come in the house. We're not here. So there's no reason for it to be them, you know? So it's just wild. And that's what I'm saying. Like this house definitely, in the house that we lived in before we moved here, my room was in a converted garage. My bedroom was down there. And there were so many things that would happen in that room. And I remember one time me and my best friend who lives out here, who's also my son's mom, we were watching a movie in my room. And she knows that I can see things, but the whole family knows, you know, I see things. And I remember out of the corner of my eye, I saw somebody walk into the garage. And then it looked like they walked into my room. But by the time they got to my room, it was just like a shadow, you know? And I was like, I didn't say anything. She goes, you saw something, didn't you? And I said, no, I didn't. You know, because I'm going to freak her out. She was like, you saw something, just tell me. And so I told her, she was like, I saw it. I thought somebody was walking in, or I heard them walking in. So then we move and everything. I find this out after we move into this house that we're in now, that the previous owner would use my room as her craft room. And I was like, oh, okay. Why is that a thing? And no.
Crafts.
Nay. Not arts and crafts, BB. Her craft room. She was a witch. And she would practice her witchcraft in the room that I lived in.
Oh my God.
That was her black magic craft room.
What kind of double entendre?
I'm telling you, you know? So I think I'm just destined to be around these crazy things.
Yeah, to be honest, I am slightly nervous because the house that I'm moving into soon also is slightly haunted. Just slightly.
You never told me that.
My sister has experienced a handful of things. Nothing super crazy. The ghost is named Oliver.
You named it.
Yeah, she named it. But I don't know if
we were just at your sister's house, and you never said that to me.
Yeah, it was on purpose. Very slight things. It's in the same way her husband is like, it's the wind.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But like they'll hear very random things, mostly just footsteps, and like that's it. But
oh, that's crazy for them.
I know, right? So I am very nervous to move into there. But in all fairness, they haven't experienced anything in like a good probably couple years. But it used to be more active where like their TV would turn on and off. They would hear like footsteps, little things like that.
Crazy how we're thinking of turning your garage into our new studio when you move.
Yeah.
And I just said when people are sensitive and they're sensitive around each other, it boosts.
Our first guest for the podcast is going to be Oliver.
Our ghost guest?
Ghost guest.
Ghost Guest Oliver.
Yeah, we'll do part 3 of ghost stories.
Honestly, we can do a part. We're already at over an hour, and I don't want to bore them too much.
Yeah.
But honestly, I have more stories I can tell.
So many more.
To go into a part 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Okay, to finish off.
Okay.
Do you remember your very first ghost experience?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes,
you
I
go
do.
first, and I'll go.
Oh God, how old was I? I think I was under 10. I want to say I was under 10. Let's see. The Titanic movie had just come out on VHS.
Okay.
However long ago that was. I'm 32 now. It had just come on VHS because I remember because we were watching it. My cousin and I, my favorite cousin and I were watching it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was spending the night at my grandma's house. I was at my grandma's house. I was sleeping with him in his room. So that's how I remember. Everybody had gone. They left. So my cousin Johnny was watching me. He was older than me. Not by much, mind you. I think me and Johnny, he was born in, I think, 88, 87. I was born in 91. So we weren't too far off.
A few years.
But he was older than me enough at the time. They're like, okay, just watch him, Johnny. You know, if anything, call us. So me and Johnny are laying in bed watching this movie. Johnny falls asleep, passes out. The door's opened. All the lights are off in the house. I'm just watching. Like I said, everyone's gone. I don't know where the hell they went at nighttime, leaving these kids at home by themselves. I don't know.
It was a different time back then.
Right. And I remember looking into the hallway and just shadows. And I remember I was so scared. I was petrified, Jason. I'm like, Johnny, wake up. Johnny, wake up. And Johnny's not waking up. Johnny's sleeping. Freaking Johnny. God, may he rest in peace, Johnny. And so I'm clutched to my blanket. Like, I'm trying to scoot into him as much as possible so I don't feel like I'm by myself. No. And I'm looking at this wall, and there's just shadow.
Ew.
And like, I'm like, and then I remember thinking, it's just the TV. It's just the TV. How could it be just the TV? We're laying this way. The TV's facing me. The hallway's that way.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the whole house was dark. There was nobody. And that was I remember that was my very first, that I can remember anyways, my very first time experiencing like shadows.
Yeah.
Shadow people. Shadow people are fucking scary. Excuse my language. Yeah.
You know what? You know what's crazy is that your first experience was shadows. Mine was like a full-bodied apparition.
No, mine was shadows.
Because I remember mine. I was probably like 7 or 8. We were putting up Christmas lights, and we used to have a trailer in our backyard that we used for storage. And so that's where the Christmas lights were stored. And we're in the middle of putting them up. We run out of Christmas lights. My mom tells me, "Oh, go get another box from the trailer." So I'm like, okay. So I walk back there. And we used to have like a carport that just had like a bunch of random junk underneath it. Under there was like a washer and dryer amongst like some like old mattresses and amps and whatever. And so I grab the box and I'm heading back toward the front. And on the washer, I see a little boy just sitting there. And a little white kid. And he was so out of place there.
Right.
And I remember seeing it and just being like, but like my uncle lived with us at the time, so I thought maybe like, oh, maybe it's like one of his friend's kids or something. I don't know. I mean, so I'm trying to talk to this kid, being like, hey, hi, like what's happening?
Yeah.
Like what's going on? And he's not talking to me. He's just looking at me. And then there was a little gap in between the washer and the dryer, and he jumped down in between the two. And I remember being like, what is he doing? Like, what's happening? Why isn't he talking to me? And I was going to go tell my uncle, be like, what's happening? But I go over there to kind of look to see where he is. I couldn't fully, I would have to climb over some stuff to get fully to where he was. So I remember like throwing like a stick just to be like, you over there? Like, what's happening? Like, are you trying to scare me? Like, what's going on? And then nobody ever came out from behind there. I looked, I went to the front, told my family. We all went to the backyard, looked. Nobody was back there. My uncle was like, nobody's over right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's wild.
And I remember telling them and being like, you guys don't understand. There was a kid.
Yeah.
Like, that was it. But
I wonder, like, he didn't talk to you because he was probably like as surprised to see you as you were to see him. Like, I feel like ghosts are very plain. Like, we're separate planes almost.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the time when ghosts see us, they're just as surprised to see us as we are to see them. Kind of like the movie The Others with
Nicole Kidman.
With Nicole Kidman, you know, like she's a ghost, but she's thinking these other people are ghosts. She doesn't know, and they're on separate planes. Kind of like that.
I can see that.
You know.
So he's just like, oh God.
Yeah, and then
he goes to hide. Yeah. In between the washer and dryer because he sees me.
Right. You know.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's possible.
Yeah. to leave you off for maybe a little part 3, I also found a headstone in my backyard, buried.
Ooh, that's wild.
Yeah, we'll maybe talk about it in part 3.
Another thing to leave you off for potential part 3.
Mhm.
There was a shadow figure that followed me for a good 8 years.
Ooh.
Yeah, to the point where my ex-fiance's stepdad was seeing it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You influencing other people.
Yeah. So.
On that note, I am thoroughly spooked.
Cool.
Waking right now.
Yeah. Sorry. I was just testing it out.
But as we said, we have so many more ghost stories
Yeah,
to be able to share.
So many stories I wanted to say, and I just didn't or couldn't because of the time,
Yeah.
I just listen. In my mind, I'm just like, if it's any longer than this, they're not going to watch us anymore.
Mm-hmm. If you guys want a 6-hour episode, leave it in the comments.
Let us know. It'd be like a 15-minute TikTok.
Yeah. Seriously, though, if you guys want like a part 3 of ghost stories, or if you want us to talk about anything like ghost, paranormal, alien, what are other words for
Yeah, I have
creatures?
alien stories too.
Yeah.
I have alien stories. I have creature stories. I have ghost stories.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, let me know. I'm one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Baby.
So if you want to hear us talk about any of that, leave it in the comments.
That dog
'cause I
scared
feel
me.
like that we are on edge right now.
Yeah, so say your prayers. Grab your rosary, get your anointing oil, grab the sage.
Oh my God, sage everywhere.
Yeah, this episode's spooky.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Anyways, so not sure where you guys are watching this. I'm guessing probably YouTube. But if you want to find us anywhere else, you can find us at our handles, which is...
You can find us on all social medias at our handle, straighten_up, straighten up.
How scary was that?
Damn it.
Dyslexia.
Stop it. Stop it. Okay. Straighten_up_pod.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got it.
You got it.
Anyways, we will see you guys on the next one.
And with that, bye.
Bye.